Adding notification.
Welcome, welcome, and bless you from welcome, and happy Wednesday from Breakfast with the Thomases. Let's do it. Ooh, child. All right.
Grand Rising, Grand Rising.
Absolutely.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are glad to be here with you this Wednesday on
Mm-hmm.
Work It Out Wednesday.
Yes.
Oh man, just a great, great,
Ah.
great day. Oh, I am here with the one I call the other half, the best half, the good looking half.
I'm just the other half, y'all. Today,
And
I'm just the other half.
and I'm grateful that she is my wife for so many reasons. And I want y'all to know as much as I know about her, and she is like the bomb.
Oh, stop it. Now you
Uh,
sucking up, right? Now you sucking up,
that's
y'all.
okay. I got you. I got you. I'm here.
I have
She's
no
the
clue.
bomb. So, first of all, let's get the formalities out of the way. This is Work It Out Wednesday,
Ooh, it's hot.
and
It's
I am
finally
here.
warm.
Yeah.
We be cold
So
in here,
it's
y'all.
it's 55 degrees today. It's wild.
Grand rising, y'all.
Oh, and so it's Work It Out Wednesday. We are here. We got a good show for you today. And
Absolutely.
I'm gonna tell everybody what we got going on. We're talking.
Grand rising, Miss Alfreda.
Everybody
We got some folks in
everybody
there.
knows tomorrow's Turkey Day, and some people call it National Indigenous Day. Some people call
I
it.
was gonna say that's National Indigenous Day.
Yes, yes, yes.
We recognize people
We
that
rec-
was here. Ain't nothing got discovered.
I discovered the car in your parking lot too.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Anyway, all right.
But I want people to get something. I'm not. I want you guys to listen to something because when I heard it last night, and I had been looking for something to play for you guys, I wasn't really sure if this would be something that made sense. But as I slept on it and thought about it, it makes perfect sense because the reality of what's going on with everyone today and how things are showing up between people and the oligarchs are the same thing how it got started. So before I go into any deep dive, I'm gonna let you guys watch the video. I'm gonna let Ms. Ruby say her greetings to you,
Okay.
and we're on multiple platforms, which I love. I love. I love.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Welcome, welcome. This is Breakfast with the Thomases. Today is Work It Out Wednesday. And what we're going to start, what we usually do for those who are new to our platform, we talk about pretty much everything, life, but we focus on the come up. Okay. We're going to show you some information, talks about what's going on. It's going to be inspirational or it's going to be informational. And if this is your first time and you feel a little triggered by the stuff that we share,
Mhm.
we ask that you reach out to us directly. You can reach out on any of the devices you're watching on and let us know if you're dealing with something. We will not be taking your business public
No, we do
because what
not.
we're here to do is provide resources. All right, we have many different ways to support the community, and we want to make sure you see what we do in real life. So you can always join us on our website. We have a great conversation at 8 p.m.
Yes,
Yes, it is
indeed.
at 8, officially at 8 p.m. At 8 p.m., we'll be coming together in a live setting on Zoom, and you all are invited to ask questions about some of the stuff you're hearing about going on around us. And let's get into it, get the information. We're not here to sell you anything, just to let y'all know. If you join our platform, that's because you had an interest in something that we do. And the fact is we don't want you there if you don't have purpose for it.
Not at all.
And that's just being honest. I'm not a salesperson. I'm be very honest. I've told people this numerous times. I don't sell. I teach, I train, and I coach. And I help people. 136. I help people.
It just dropped.
Yeah, it's okay. I help people to no, it's okay. Just leave
Okay.
it. Okay. I help people, or I should say we help people. And I try not to speak for other people. That's why I say I don't say
Mm.
we. But
Mm.
I my job is to help people really understand financial literacy and digital awareness and become digitally trained. Why? Because the world has changed and a lot of us are suffering under that lack of understanding.
Very true statement.
So because I've been blessed in so many ways, my husband has been blessed, our partnerships have been blessed. We've come together to bring that as a reality to you all. And what I love is that we have a bit of a surprise. For those who hang on to the end of the show, you will also be blessed abundantly, as we have been, and an opportunity has been brought to us as we have, it's weird because you can't plan. You can see or want things, but you're never going to get that. You're always going to get way beyond when you do the work, regardless of the outcomes. And that's what we've been up to. So we've been putting in work, and we've got some results to share, but we've got to go through our programming to get you to what's up. So hang out, let's go. If you need to go out and come back, we only on for 1 hour. You'll check us out, okay? I'm gonna make this available. You are welcome to join us at any time. Let's get it popping. Mr. Thomas, you ready?
I am ready.
You ready? And so am I. Here we go.
There's a lot about the first Thanksgiving that's a myth. For one, they were eating corn porridge and eels, not turkey and pumpkin pie. It is true, however, that Wampanoag chief Massasoit managed to foster peace between the Pilgrims and his people, but that peace wouldn't last. Half a century later, his son, known as King Philip, united indigenous tribes in an all-out war on the colonists of New England. What would follow was not just the deadliest conflict of the colonial period, but a defining moment in a centuries-long battle between the United States and indigenous people. I'm Joel Cook, and this is Rogue History. Rebels and Revolutionaries. So who violated the spirit of the original Thanksgiving Treaty first? I'll give you one guess. It's a hard one, I know. The second generation of English colonists was no longer content to practice their religion in privacy or trade for survival. Their population was absolutely exploding. They wanted land, lots of it, and they were developing an entire legal framework to legitimize straight up taking it. Until this point, Chief Massasoit had a very diplomatic relationship with the colonists. But as the decades wore on, the English continuously tested the boundaries of treaties, eventually breaking them outright. This is where Chief Massasoit's son, King Philip, comes into the picture. His Wampanoag name was Metacom, but his father encouraged two of his sons to adopt English names as a sign of respect for English customs. Thus he became Philip. Massasoit died in 1661, when Metacom was about 23 years old. His older son, Wamsutta, known to the English as Alexander, became chief of the Wampanoag. But here's where things get really sketchy. After being summoned to Plymouth, Alexander died mysteriously. Many Wampanoag suspected poisoning. Previously harmonious relations were growing chillier by the day. When Philip became chief after his brother died, he initially continued his father's diplomatic approach, and the colonists kept pushing his buttons. By the 1670s, colonist livestock were destroying Wampanoag crops. They were claiming land through dubious purchases, and Plymouth courts were asserting jurisdiction over indigenous affairs. Basically, they were acting like they owned the place. In 1667, Plymouth established yet another settlement on indigenous land. Rather than fight, Philip negotiated and accepted payment for the land, but he was quietly reaching a breaking point. He used the money from the sale to buy weapons, preparing for what might come. As if things weren't already tense enough, in 1675, a colonial court condemned 3 Wampanoag men to death and executed them. Their alleged crime? Murdering an indigenous Christian convert who had been spying on King Philip for the colonists. This incident highlighted a growing fracture at the time. Some indigenous were converting to Christianity and spending a lot of time around the colonists, and they weren't always loyal to their original communities. Remember that. It'll be important later. For the Wampanoag, the execution of 3 of their own was the final straw. The Wampanoag had their own law and order systems, their own way of punishing transgressions. The colonists really thought they could just kidnap their people and put them to death with no consequences? Philip hit his limit. He believed that coexistence was no longer possible. The total subjugation of indigenous people was inevitable unless they fought back. Of course, this war was preventable. Even the English Parliament warned the colonists that they wouldn't support a war, and cautioned them to practice restraint. It just seemed like an unnecessary hassle. But in an early sign of things to come, the colonists chose to operate, shall we say, independently of Great Britain. They felt they could handle this little rebellion on their own. How hard could it be? Philip understood the importance of building alliances across tribal lines, something that had never been done at this scale against colonial aggressors. His coalition eventually brought together the Wampanoag, Nipmuc, Podunk, Narragansett, Nashaway, and Wabanaki tribes, forging an alliance that stretched across all of New England. In June of 1675, Wampanoag warriors attacked their first settlement, marking the official start of what would become known as King Philip's War. By winter, the colonists lived in genuine terror. Philip's forces had attacked over a dozen colonial settlements across New England. In March 1676, they burned Providence, Rhode Island, to the ground. What scared the colonists most was the military sophistication of Philip's forces. Indigenous warriors used guerrilla tactics that the English, trained in European-style warfare, were completely unprepared for. Indigenous warriors were superior marksmen who had grown up hunting with precision weapons like bows and arrows, spears, tomahawks, and war clubs. English militia training focused on firing large volleys indiscriminately, not hitting precise targets. So while the colonists were the ones who brought guns to the New World, King Philip's forces were already way better at using them. Indigenous forces would appear, strike, then vanish across rivers after destroying bridges behind them, leaving the colonists stranded while the indigenous taunted them from the far shore. As one indigenous warrior mocked the English, "They always keep in a heap together, so it is as easy to hit them as to hit a house." The Battle of Bloody Brook perfectly demonstrated both indigenous tactical brilliance and English overconfidence. As the story goes, during the battle, a bunch of colonists were traipsing through the forest when they stopped, set down their weapons, and started picking grapes. I literally cannot make this up. They were ambushed and slaughtered by about 700 indigenous warriors lying in wait. King Philip's War was the deadliest conflict of the colonial period in terms of the percent of populations that were killed. Casualty rates of this magnitude wouldn't be seen again until the American Civil War. And for a good chunk of it, the colonists were suffering most of the casualties. If they wanted to stay alive and stay in New England, the colonists needed to get it together. No more missing every shot, no more huddling together out in the open, and no more stopping for sweet treats. And if Philip was going to coordinate between tribes, they needed to coordinate between colonies too. The winter of 1675 marked the turning point. English forces from Massachusetts and Connecticut finally got on the same page and attacked an indigenous fort. The fighters were elsewhere, and the colonists killed a bunch of women, children, elderly, and wounded people. But what was clearly an atrocity, even by the standards of the day, gave the English momentum to keep fighting. They also evolved. Remember the indigenous Christian converts from earlier? Well, the English did, and they asked for their help. Colonial commanders began fielding mixed units that combined colonial soldiers with indigenous allies who understood the terrain and guerrilla tactics. The results were dramatic. As one Puritan minister put it, "Where Indians are employed, there hath been the greatest success, if not the only success." By summer 1676, Philip's forces were exhausted and scattered. Then came personal tragedy. Philip's uncle was killed, and his wife and their young son captured and sold into slavery. Philip's own bravery and resolve had been the backbone of this struggle. The loss was devastating not just for him, but for the cause. A mixed colonial army tracked Philip to Mount Hope, his ancestral stronghold. The hill from which his father Massasoit had reigned when he welcomed the Pilgrims would now be the place where Philip made his last stand. At dawn on August 12, 1676, the colonists attacked the camp. Philip grabbed his gun and rolled down the hillside into the swamp, where two colonists waited. An Englishman whose gun misfired, no comment, and an indigenous Christian convert who shot 2 bullets through Philip's heart. King Philip's death marked the end of the war, but also the end of any pretense of coexistence. Gone were the days of Massasoit's cooperative trading posts and shared meals. In their place were mutual suspicion and unilateral domination. Philip's body was quartered. His head was cut off and mounted on a pike in Plymouth, where it remained for over 20 years as a trophy and brutal warning to indigenous people not to rebel against the colonial status quo. The war's end sparked widespread violence against indigenous people across New England. Colonists launched unprompted attacks on indigenous villages, using King Philip's War as a justification for preemptive strikes. What had once been a war now became a genocide. As a result of this sustained violence, indigenous political and military power were nearly extinguished. Of the roughly 18,000 indigenous people living in New England before the conflict, approximately 40% were killed, enslaved, or forced to flee. Several tribes, including the Wampanoag, were almost entirely wiped out. And the colonists weren't just engaging in genocide. Through it, they were forging a brand new shared identity, an American identity. The shared experience of coordinated military action across colony lines gave these colonists confidence that they could govern themselves, fight their own wars, and make their own decisions about expansion. They had first defeated and then terrorized indigenous people largely without help from England, and sometimes against English wishes for restraint. Exactly a century later, American revolutionaries would use the specter of King Philip to criticize British authorities as a similar evil. This propaganda completely disrespected the countless indigenous people, Wampanoags among them, who fought for the patriot cause. It wasn't until a generation after the Revolution that writers like Washington Irving and James Fenimore Cooper began to speak about Philip and the Wampanoag as patriots. But those shifts in tone didn't bring back the losses or the land. King Philip's War was a determined struggle by indigenous people to defend their sovereignty. Though they fought bravely and very nearly won, the penalty for losing was high. Centuries of brutal oppression that continues to this day. American identity was forged in the crucible of indigenous genocide, and part of the founding myth of the nation is that this project was complete, that Americans had become Americans by claiming the new world from its old inhabitants. Today, indigenous people's presence is all too often forgotten and denied, and so is their history of resistance. But that history deserves to be told. And King Philip deserves to be remembered for what he was, America's first Revolutionary War hero. What do you think of when you hear American identity? Tell us in the comments. Till next time. We want to hear your feedback. Every year, PBS Digital Studios conducts an audience survey, which we use to help understand what you enjoy on YouTube and what you want to see us make more of. You also get to vote on new show ideas, so it'd be great if our fans were well represented in the polls. There's a link in the description. Thanks in advance.
Wow. Oh, I love that.
Thank you to PBS.
Yes, absolutely.
I normally don't.
Oh my
PBS,
gosh, yes,
but
yes.
this was,
History, real history.
This is without, and some of it might have been a little sugar-coated to have explain it out better.
Sugar-coated? How was that?
And when I say sugar-coated,
that was brutal. It was raw. To me, it was raw. Because unfortunately, divide and conquer worked again. Y'all saw that, right? Y'all saw that. They were winning.
They were, and the deception from the inside.
This is how it always happens. If you have a cause, you must stick to it. You cannot be swayed. Too many of us want the quick and now, but the long term is what you basically sacrifice.
Yeah.
Too many of us. This is how it look. I hate to say it. Everything we talk about goes right back to financial literacy.
Everything.
Everything. I don't know if y'all understand this, but we teach this in class. Divide and conquer. That's when you split your focus and you begin to remove your purpose. You actually deter your purpose long term.
Absolutely.
Everything you do in your life, if you are not focused, and I'm talking about straight focused on a purpose driven, and that's what we find out what your it is, find out what your why is, know what you're here for, and stick with that. Get your why and roll. And people, what gets me?
What's that?
Oh my goodness, we have so many stories about what happened. Guys, I hate to tell you this, but I love it how Brother Truth puts it, like, we wasn't conquered because they came on the land and said, yo, get down. Y'all get down and we giving us this land. Nah, that's not how that happened.
Not at all.
That was it took finessing. It took trying to learn our nature. When I say I represent and I recognize myself as indigenous. Yes, my love. I myself am indigenous, and most of y'all are too. And you just don't. We're not just indigenous. You know what I'm saying? We're not just indigenous. You want to separate yourself from something that people have said that is not popular. I tell folks like this. This right here is more power than you ever had. But if people talk about it, this is not good for you. It's not good. It's valued, but in private.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Highly. Now you have to understand who and what you are and what powers you truly hold to really get that. We were already many different tribes. So when you have a leader that is able to bring once upon a time warring tribes together on a cause. Got what I'm saying? You still gonna have those few that's gonna be, oh, they want the quick and now. Y'all get it?
Mm-hmm.
So for our young people who are listening, if you want the long green, you're gonna have to give up the quick and now for a while.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have to put the work in while you got the energy, so that you can then chill with the resources later. I told you it all goes back to financial literacy every day.
It kind of makes me wonder when we were in school, we got the politically correct version of what Thanksgiving is. Give me 1 second. We have a bubble.
The politically correct version.
The politically correct version.
Oh, it's so nice. Turkey Day, everybody.
Yep.
They came together to eat turkey, have a wonderful feast together. You know, it's so funny because I'm gonna be really honest. I'm wondering why we had they was eating turkeys.
Yeah.
Why turkeys?
None of that American stuff was turkey at all. Okay, let me get that.
Okay, so we have some bubbles. We have some folks on different platforms. We want to thank you all for coming in from wherever you're hailing in from. We have a few platforms going today, and we want to make sure you all know you are part of this family.
Yep.
You're part of Breakfast with the Thomases. So if you got any questions, suggestions, or information to offer, put it up. I'm gonna put it up.
Yep, yes indeed.
I'm serious. Y'all are all, if you have everyone who is on every stream and has some ability to interact, go ahead and do it. We want to share your message, including Clapper.
Yep.
Clapper, you all have the ability to say hello, Grand Rising, and even ask questions. Okay. One of the things I'm concerned with our community is their financial wellness, is your financial health, because that's affecting your emotional, mental, and social. I've noticed that some people are still grinding hard. It's interesting. I keep noticing some people are practicing habits that are no longer active. They're no longer valid in these things, and wondering why it's not working. We've got to teach each other to adapt to new things.
Absolutely.
We've got to come together. P2G is a network where resources come together. And we have some really amazing, strong resources that are built up in here. We've got new people, new programs. I'm loving it. We got a new partner. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
building a new partnership. That's right.
And it's coming along fruitfully.
I love it. Yes. Because we speak in tandem on the same things. We have communication. We have an understanding of the mission. And I'm learning I love it because I'm not too old to learn. I'm not too smart to learn. A lot of people say, Miss Ruby, you're so smart. I said, no, I just study. I study and I practice. I study and I practice. And I'm teaching you how to do the same. Showing you how to work in your space with what you've got. You need to get back. Yes, baby, come on back in. We actually have a treat. I love it. We got a treat and an opportunity for people at the end. So hang out to the end. I'm gonna make sure. Oh, don't worry. Make sure you get it. And you all connect with p2gnetworks.com. That's the website. You get yourself to p2gnetworks.com. Tonight we got a free open conversation called the Community Action Meeting, y'all. I hope you come in. The Community Action Meeting, because we're taking action. We're not talking about it no more. We're not getting here. We're not just going to talk about it. Don't think this is the last Breakfast with the Thomases.
No.
But we're not going to talk about it anymore. We are in the right time at the right place with the right information. Finally, you all need that. And we want to talk to y'all and get y'all some new info. I'm really excited because we got a great opportunity for financing and funding for this type of education. And I'll bring it in. I'll get more. But Faith, hi, baby girl. I see you. We see you. Faith got some stuff to say. She wants to say hello.
Hola. In 18 positions every time. Hola, hola.
Uh-oh. Oh, it's not high enough.
Faith, we're having trouble.
It's really low.
Great day, a great week.
Yes.
A great rest of the year, even though it's well, anyways, a great rest of the year. And
yes.
Make that money.
Baby, that's right. We make that money. I don't work. I don't do no work. That's right. The money got to make my money.
You better preach.
Man, look, thank you very much, Faith. Appreciate
Yes.
appreciate you coming in.
I'm not surprised, but it's kind of sad that I mean, I don't have a friend, but some of the people around me, friends or not, they actually will say, "Oh, you know your purpose." I don't know my purpose,
Then we need
and
to
a lot
talk
of
about it.
times it's because I've been doing something else for someone else for so long. They get into that, and I guess that's a thing. I never. I don't think I did. I didn't lose my purpose, but I did get distracted. But I've
Mm,
always known my purpose. But
that's right.
it's interesting. I wonder, should people be raised to know their purpose, or is this something
Ooh,
you believe that people need to find on their own and not really be influenced by other people about it? Curious thought.
good question. Yes. Love it. And thank you for interacting. Baby girl, it came in so low, but you know what? We shared it anyway. I'm loving that. I hope y'all all heard. She's like hitting it right on the spot. Your purpose. Who tells you your purpose? Who gives you your purpose? And sometimes you all start off, we all, not you all, because I could say me too, because I've gotten away from my purpose until I had kind of epiphany that separated the line. You understand where I'm coming from? Now, I'm not telling anybody leave your job because this didn't take
No,
place after I left my job. It took place through my job. I was able. You understand? Your purpose will start to it'll
come
start
to
to
you.
come through your work because everything you are, and this is what I tell you, everybody. If y'all want to see the results of my leaving my job in 2020, and yes, I left my job in 2020 to do this, to teach, to preach, to make sure with my people were moving in the right direction. And it hasn't always been easy. It hasn't always been oh God, all the money was there. No. See, I teach digital financial literacy, and I actually teach the missing portion you all don't get is the assets, how to get
Acquire.
assets and acquire assets and start moving through them. How to stop owning every bit of things and becoming the one that owns the liability for it, meaning all the responsibility is yours. So we teach you how to move. You know what the good part is? You don't have to be nothing but what you are to come to the table and get what you came for. You don't have to be an extra scholar. You don't need a diploma or a degree or a certification. You know what you need? You need to listen. You need to be the kind of person that's going to do what somebody says and try something new. I'm not going to tell you something to do anything. I'm going to show you how and give you options and let you play. We gonna go back to the play yard when we was kids, and yeah, I'm serious because we work together. I tell people my platform is more of a laboratory. Money is a game, and you got to learn the money is why we get away from purpose. You know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Money because and our lack of knowledge and training with that leads to why most people are losing their sight of their purpose because you chasing after something that's the requirement to keep you breathing.
To keep you comfortable.
No, not really. Because think about it. No money, you ain't got nowhere to live. You ain't got no food. These are the essentials. But did you know that you don't have to chase your essentials no more? Did you know that's not necessary when you understand how to use what you got properly? Yeah. That's what Wednesday night is about. It's free. That's what Wednesday. Go to p2gnetworks.com, hit our class schedules, and go to the Wednesday class and just sign up, get the free. Hop in. Put yourself in front of some new information. I don't do I'm gonna tell you right now, I ain't doing no presentation for a multi-level nothing. I ain't signing y'all up for nothing. There's no referral number.
No, none of that.
No, people ask me, Ruby, you got a referral program for this? No. You know why I don't have a referral number, a program for this? Because if we don't learn how to invest time, at least time, then why do I even want you there?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want the masses to look. Let me tell y'all right now, I do not want the masses coming to my door with no nonsense. We working with folks that's ready to work. You want land, you want to have property, you want to do some stuff that's for real, baby. Let's go. Let's go.
Told you she's excited this morning.
This ain't theory, boo. I don't got no theory. When you come in my class, the first thing I tell them, I was like, look, yo, we looking at, 6,000, 640. We just looked at 40,000% in interest on an asset.
What could you do with 40,000%?
Even if for 24 hours, which can you do with 40,000%? Even if it's just one day.
Mm-hmm.
Because we don't do math and we keep by it, but we don't know it. All your money is math. And that's when people, that's where she lose me. I'm not good at math. I don't do these things.
You count your change at the store.
Yeah.
You don't get that wrong.
It's third grade math. You already learned it. You just didn't know how to apply it. We asked the teacher, I remember asking the teacher, when am I going to use this in the real world? The teachers mostly have to be very honest. You're not. Most of the stuff they teach you in school, you're not going to use. Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. Did we just use history? Oh, we did, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Did we just read? Are we always reading? We did use that. Mathematics. You got money in your pocket and you got to know how much you get back from your change when you go looking. You giving people dollar bills, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here's math. Science. Oh, yes. I need to know what to do if this thing is bleeding on my leg. Infection. What to do with that, right? My God, how much stuff are we really use it on a regular basis?
Yeah, we just think it's the simple stuff that you use.
Yeah.
The basic reading, writing, arithmetic. They don't say those words anymore in school.
We were taught to discount the basics. That's your foundation.
And the basics is what everything is built on, matter of fact, whether you realize it or not. One of the other things that are very, very understandable, if you think back on what the video was saying, the truth in Thanksgiving, the true story behind Thanksgiving, you notice the Aboriginals or the indigenous people.
They Aboriginals.
Aboriginal.
That's right.
Some people know either word.
Use the word right. They Aboriginal.
Came and saw they were suffering and showed them to be invited to the table so they didn't starve through a whole winter.
They saved their tails.
And honestly, when they first came over,
got.
there was over 100 and change who came over on the boat approximately on the first trip. And they lost 2/3 of the trip. And if the indigenous people didn't come save their backside, they'd have lost the other third.
Okay.
So understand me. When they realized that, wait, hold on, we made it through. How we made it through, it was peaceful for a while they thought they were the inferior group.
They got greedy.
Yes.
They got greedy. And I have to ask y'all, isn't that happening right now?
Always.
The oligarchs, there you go. People, by the way, the oligarchy are the very, very wealthy and rich that are consistently creating systems to make us pay them and pay for them, pay for their lifestyles. So while they pay no taxes, you pay almost 40% out of your check because you don't know any better. And by the way, they're using look, they decided it's not their problem. You don't have financial literacy.
It is not their problem.
It's not their problem. You're broke because you didn't follow the rules that are available to you in the same country. Y'all do know the law, it doesn't just apply to some.
It applies to all.
It applies to all. All who use it properly. All who take the time to employ it get the fruits. That's how it works. I'm sorry, but you can't blame somebody because they got money and you don't. They figured out a way. You can't get mad because somebody's, and I love this because I'm like, I was just looking, we were talking about what would happen if the financial system imploded. Well, we teach financial literacy because there is no way you're knocking on my door with your starving child talking about, please feed my child. When we were talking about this, you did nothing to learn how to not need to beg someone. I'm teaching folks how to never beg again. How do you be unemployed since 2020? It's 2025, almost 26, and stable. That's what you want. I don't say I don't work. I said I am unemployed. You can't employ a person who employs himself. I don't speak broke. I teach language of wealth, abundance. See, the fact is and we actually have to talk this way. Our language changes in our groups. We don't talk about what we don't have, can't have. Honey, I just learned, you know, it's so funny. I'm always learning from people. My new partner taught me, is teaching me how to get money and spend money, get money, spend money. I told him, no, we build money. He said, no, baby, let me tell you something. This is funding. It's a different kind of money. Ooh, it's a different kind of money. Because you can't have it if you can't spend it. You want millions of dollars. None of y'all know how to spend. Y'all do know you live in a debt society, right? So holding on to cash is poverty. Chasing cash dollars is poverty thinking and living. Trying to get more dollar bills is poverty. Building the financial system in the country you live in works. That's why other people, they learn. Mm-hmm. You got the Asians, you got the Africans, you got you got Europeans, you got, also, especially the Jewish people, all come here after taking the time to learn the system that you didn't bother.
That you
lived in. They learned how to then turn you into their customers on your turf. Once again, we got the same thing going on. Welcome to Turkey Day 2025. You live here, they turn you into a customer in your neighborhood.
Again.
Come on, talk to me, somebody.
Over and over again, you become the product to their solution, which means they give you money so you can give it right back.
Yeah.
When are you going to take the tool that they give you and put you on another playing field?
And what if I told you, Miss Ruby, I need money? Yes, you do. You need money. How you going to get some? How much do you need? See, that's the problem. We keep assuming we know how much money we need to change our lives. Well, I needed 10 cents. I needed 10 cents, $5 here, $5 there, $1 there. That's all it was. It took me to change how things go. But what I needed more than anything was some new knowledge on exactly what was available. I needed to know how to use these new tools everybody was using to make some funds. Y'all remember when the computer came out and they kept talking about how if you have a computer, you can make money. Any of those computers came with how to make money?
No, not at all. They came with an operating system that you had to put in on your own. And then you had to go do research.
Oh my God.
Do your own research.
If you knew how, if you knew how. We teach that. That was last week's class. How to do research in blockchain, crypto, DeFi. Hands-on. You see it. The ladies can pass it on, do it again. We did 5 different coins. We did the research. Practice.
I'm going to say something about the program.
Ain't it great?
Real quick.
Yes.
The class that's going on currently right now is predominantly women.
Oh.
It's predominantly women.
Dang.
What is the difference between a woman and a man?
Why do women more interested in helping
Interested
themselves?
in getting their funding together.
Right.
Guys, let me say something to you and hear me clearly. You are the head of the household usually.
Ooh.
Why is your wife or your woman or your partner going to learn the financial literacy and you're not taking on the same thing? I will never say couples are evenly on a regular basis, but at least if they have the same knowledge, they can come together at the table and have a conversation that makes
powerful.
sense. Yes.
You can be powerful.
Trust me, and I'm not embarrassed to say my wife went to the table first, and then I realized, wait a minute, hold on. She knows something. Shut up. Come to the table.
He had a job I did. Look, I straight up.
Money.
I got money. He don't. He's broke. Look, when you see these things, these unevenness, I mean, come on, baby. Look, y'all know y'all be fighting over who got the better job, who has the higher income. But my question is how is someone with the job always broke and someone without the job always seem to have an abundance of money, of finances, of access?
What's the missing? I
live in the same house.
I had to ask her, what the hell? What am I missing? What am I not seeing? And then we sat down. I went to class.
Yes.
Guys, come to class.
He came to my class and he took advantage of what I was literally. And at the time, we were giving it away. See, I need you guys to realize something. I ain't new at this.
I need them to realize. I'm talking to you guys.
Gentlemen, if you don't show up, when they talk about how women rule the world, it's not going to be their fault. It's yours. You cannot blame women for taking the initiative when you just chose not to. It's the same thing with wealthy people. Ladies, if your man ain't doing it, get up and do it. People got to see you do it before they're going to want to do it themselves. You can't. That's why I tell people, don't worry about bringing somebody. Well, if you like what you see, bring someone the next time and come back and get something. You want to build with somebody, let them know if you can't step up like me, then you can't be where I'm going. Y'all get that? If you can't step up your knowledge, we can't even talk. And if you're struggling, stay in. Keep the conversation going.
And you're going to struggle.
We've seen so many people pass through. They've had their heart broken. They feel embarrassed. They're angry. They're hurt. Let me explain something to you. We are building a network of networks, meaning a very large worldly family. We are building a real family, not like the ones that you can't go to. You ain't coming to Thanksgiving because y'all mad at. We're building a group of like-minded people who come together and we care for one another. Regardless of if we didn't have a good conversation. I don't like when Miss Ruby say this. I don't like when Emerson Thomas say that. I don't like when D says this or someone says that. We're here to learn communication skills, organization skills, financial literacy, digital adaptation, because you got to adapt to the new digital world.
Absolutely.
We are learning how to get over ourselves so we can have the lifestyles that we want to have. Stop talking about all the stuff that they do. I don't care about an oligarch. I don't worry about what president sits on the throne. Who cares? They ain't feeding you anyway.
And they can care less whether you eat or not.
It's wonderful to see all the people giving away turkeys. You know, it's disgusting to see how many people actually need them. How many people actually need a handout because of all the same loss. You don't understand financial literacy. Even if you get, and people talk to me about, well, I'll get services, I can't do this, otherwise I lose them. No, baby, now you're talking money. I'm talking wealth.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking wealth with pennies. I'm talking the fact that everything ain't everybody else's business. And if you don't talk about it all the time, you might actually get to keep it. If you don't stick your name on every damn thing, you might actually have something to pass on to your children.
I want you to put a check mark on that.
Let's go do that. Let's go take our name off of everything. Baby, let me tell you something. Think there's more going on in the world than what you understand, what you were taught, because we were trained to be someone else's meal ticket. The masses trained to be someone else's meal ticket. Absolutely. Until you retrain yourself to know something else and practice elsewhere. Guys, we invite you to come to Wednesday tonight's live event. It's going to be a conversation. It's not me doing some presentation, and I will let you know if I start feeling like I'm talking too much and you guys aren't interacting, then we shut it down. Because you got to come with a purpose, man. You got to be so fed up with being broke. That's who I want in the room tonight. Because we team right now. We team strong. I ain't playing.
Buenos dias on Clapper.
That's what's up. Buenos dias to you as well. We have worldwide audiences, and I'll let y'all know right now. Bring them. You need to bring your kids. You need to look. This is spiritual. It's intellectual. It's business. It's on all levels. And we got a message. We got some more love from Miss Faith, and the sound is so low. Apologies.
Money is why we get away from purpose. I've never heard it said, but it is so true. And if it resonates, it resonates. That hit right there. And some people can say the love of money, but no, because there was life before money.
That's right.
To your point, people had gifts, talents, and abilities, and that's what built community. And you knew who did what and why and how. And even if you didn't, you could quickly imagine when you were in need.
Come on, somebody.
Do what and why and how. We can't figure that out anymore because you got to pay everybody and read their ads and this, that, and the third. Make it make sense. Anyways, it's been a pleasure.
So I want to make sure we cover that. First of all, you are going to be able to figure it out. You're going to have to figure out how to pay for your classes, my baby. You got to figure it out. But in this case, we may have something to offer for that. Our goal has always been, and Grand Rising, Miss Deborah, how you doing? You got some love in the house. People are saying Grand Rising. Roscoe, Taylor, how you doing, baby?
Good history.
We want to say welcome to from everywhere you all hail. God bless you.
Thank you.
God
for
bless
joining
you.
us.
And when I say the God that you truly believe, may they bless you today. Bless you with the calm, the peace, the clarity, and the excitement for the life you live in, because it's just getting started. We are about to blow the top off tonight, so don't miss it. It's a Zoom. If you have any trouble with our Zoom link, reach out directly.
Yes,
I'm access. Look, we have these things, guys. This is what this is for, okay?
right.
We have them. If you text me or send me something through any one of the connections that we have, including these platforms that you're on, we can connect and build together tonight, because we have our builders meetings every Wednesday. Okay, we have classes. What is it now? Four times a week. 4 times a week. You're actually getting ready to get started back in December, so don't worry. For this session, we come back in December. We're on a break. Everybody has their marching orders. You can sign up and get the entire session. I let folks know when you sign up, you get everything, because it's an all-inclusive membership. We want you all to be able to have the fruits of everybody. You don't feel like you came in late. I don't care when you come in. All you got to do is get in. Access is yours. And it's simple. It's not rocket science. I got a lot of people who have this platform, that platform. I keep it simple. There's 2 platforms. You sign up on the website and you get dropped into our Telegram. Once you get dropped in the Telegram, you're on a calendar. Y'all get how that works? You're on a calendar, so you never miss class. You have access to all files. Y'all get where I'm coming from? You get to watch all the replays, and you become part of the new membership of the website. Now, there's a couple of ways to pay on the website. Enjoy. But if you just want to come for the free and find out who we are and start to build in our community, come to Wednesday night. Now, I'm not going to throw this at you too quick, but Sunday night is popping. Okay, that's our status correction sovereignty class. I ain't playing. I ain't what you going with. It's free. Status correction sovereignty is on Sundays. Anybody who know what that's about, it's a conversation. I ain't selling y'all nothing. First, you got to get to understand before you get any stuff. We tired of people coming out here misrepresenting the whole movement and not really understanding. Everybody trying to, to sell you, we're going to do this process and that process. You can't do a process till you understand why you even need it. What's going on? You don't have a problem until you recognize it. And y'all already recognize you broke. And you tired of being broke, working the hardest in your life. You tired of needing to ask somebody for, would you like that hat? Stop. I told you for anybody who knows to know my history and with this, my husband and I have been together for 30 years, but it hasn't always been steady. Hasn't always been steady. Okay. We have had separation. And when the kids were younger, they were with me. We were on food stamps, me and the girls, and child support. Okay. And I was still working, looking for work and all of that.
Guys, if you're not in the house, you still have responsibility.
There you go. Oh, that man always took care of business, and he still does. Don't get it twisted. That's a requirement. I don't care what I get. He better make sure he got for us. Y'all get that, ladies? I don't care what I'm getting. He better make sure he got for us. And I don't care how. I don't want to hear about no job. He know that. I ain't trying to hear about no job. Every man should have the motivation to provide for self. Therefore, in connection, providing for your family. Just how it is. If you can't take care of you, I ain't even trying to be with you. Y'all get where I'm coming from?
She left my heart.
That's not why we separated. He crazy. Anyway, we separated and life still went on. It had to continue. And I had to figure it out. You understand? I had to figure it out. That's when all of this changed for me. My mindset changed. I needed something. That's when the missing showed up. Dang it. And I had a side business. I had a business for like 10, 15 years beforehand, right? Oh my God. I've been running a business basically into the ground. It was grinding me down. Like Al says, the grind. It wasn't a good grind. because it was grinding me down. I was broke all the time. Business didn't have no money. I didn't have no money. I'm on food stamps, you know what I'm saying? Child support, trying to make it happen in the hood. Well, guess what? You can do it too. How about you work to get off them food stamps?
Absolutely.
How about you figure out something that's going to remove you from ever renewing your application? Baby, I'm going to tell you right now, through a pandemic, I paid my rent. While y'all was taking moratoriums, I was paying these people's rent. You know why? Because you know what the funny thing is? I like paying bills. Yes, I do. I like paying the bills for the organization that I run. Yes, I do. Because if you ain't got no bills, you don't have no life. Y'all get that? People ain't got no bills, they don't have no life. You want to talk about not having money? How about you have bills and no money? How about you have no bills? Where you live?
Purpose. Come on, purpose.
What freedom do you have? What power do you have over yourself? You living under somebody else's roof, you live under their rule. When you pay your bills, when you have something to contribute, and you get a right and a say.
Yes, you do.
Y'all get how that works?
We got some people coming up on stage.
Come on, let's go. We got a couple of bubbles too. Let's get in here. We got a sister here.
Sister Shelby,
getting your own house up under you. A sister I know got her own house up under.
Ty Flay.
That's what's sad. Let's go. Y'all are getting to hear the people on stereo.
Grand Rising.
Oh, she just was saying Grand Rising. And we have Sir Ty Flair.
What is you talking about, Miss Patty?
Apparently, I'm Miss Batty now. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the need for us to come together as a community and financial literacy being a part of every aspect of our lives. But we don't recognize it. It's just systems, y'all. It's systems we were taught not to recognize so we can become someone else's meal ticket. Y'all get that? You have to go, in order to live, you go to a store, right? Is that store run by your neighbor? Anybody look like you? Y'all understand how this works? Y'all, to get everything you need. Let's see, who runs the office where you pay for your electricity? Anybody local? Who has the car dealerships that you buy your car from? Y'all know them?
First name basis with the CEO or the owner?
Insurances? Car wash? Gas station? I like cars these days.
Yes, I know.
They're big about cars these days. What about the supermarket? Who's running who has the laundromats?
In your neighborhood.
I love it. We got a lot of bodegas in our house. Bodegas are little stores. They're not supermarkets. They're not shopping centers. They're little stores. They got like
groceries.
They say groceries in some towns, and then they say candy stores, or like they say different. They have different names in different places. I love the fact that we're traveling, but they're those little stores that usually someone that doesn't look like you, all right. And one of the things I'm very proud of, my brother-in-law runs a grocery store in Baltimore. He has a grocery store in Baltimore. I'm so looking to introducing him to the process so that he can have a second grocery store and a line and chain of them. Because now we're talking to him about ways to branch out funding. Yeah. That's what you need. Any of you have businesses? Any of y'all doing something that contributes to your community on a larger level that's changing? You would like. How many of you would like to do something that would be able? You have a dream, you want to do it, but there's something in your way. Come to tonight. Wednesday nights are for that.
Free up time.
Yes. To have conversations that you don't have normally, to get resources that you might not know. And Miss Ruby, I live in this state. So what? We have the internet. We got AI. We can find you resources.
Indeed.
But you might be missing that skill. What if you're missing the skill to find the resources? That's why I said we got to join networks of people of information. Because you can't do it where you're sitting.
The one thing that is synonymous with our program is the fact that, well, actually two. One, we network to the point that we share information across different channels so everyone eats on the plate. And two, there's no gatekeeper on the P2G net. We don't play those games.
Okay,
And
say that slowly and one more time.
There is
There's no.
no gatekeeping.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, now other phrases. No lazy money.
I like that.
No lazy money.
I like that.
When you come in, when you're on
Yeah,
P2G network,
that's
you
our
realize
thing. We have
there's
no
no
lazy
lazy
money.
money. We put your money. We show you
I'm about to say we don't put your money nothing.
We
I don't
show
touch nobody
you
money.
how to put your money to work for you.
Exactly.
But you got to come to class,
You have to
and
be.
you got to come to class.
You have to be in a place to learn for yourself. And folks, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's time to stop speaking down on who you are and what you're about. Stop naming yourself things that you don't want. I am a learner, lifelong. I'm a scholar. I'm a builder in community. I will never speak myself down. I will not say what problems that I have and recognize and put that as me. I'll let you can share with us what your disability or your inability to do something that you want to learn. But if you're not willing to learn to change that, there is nothing we can do with you or for you. I don't do anything for anyone. You do it for yourself. Every person that has learned this process has prospered.
Every single one.
But you got, look, I'm gonna be very honest. If you don't come to class, and I learned this from my own habits. I have and I gotta say it, I'm gonna shout out Micro Daily because that's one of the sponsors for the platform. Micro Daily is a program, I'm learning how to say this. It's a micronutrient that I use to basically help myself heal through multiple surgeries, but also to maintain and build my good health so that I'm not getting the flu and sick like everybody else is. And boy, I've been around a lot of people. So I have to keep my immune system strong. I don't endorse products normally. This is one I do because I know that without good health, wealth is nothing. I can't even think straight enough to manage my finances. So Micro Daily is something, and I have a friend of mine who teaches me this. When I'm not in the space of learning about it, I suffer. Y'all get it? When I don't use my Micro Daily, it shows up.
Yep.
What you don't use, you'll lose. No one can take financial literacy away from you, but the outcomes go somewhere when you stop practicing it. Financial literacy is just learning systems around the goals, hitting the goals you want with money. Simple as that. Not just money, but all resources. How to gain and manage resources in a positive way that has a positive outcome for you. Because everybody has money, but how many are actually getting money to work for them?
What do you want your money to do? The first question you got. What would you like your money to do for you? And then put it in front of you all the time so you can see it.
Well, I got to ask the question, what is it doing for you now? Because we keep thinking that money is a thing that does something. It doesn't. You have to work for all of that, don't you?
Yep.
Your current state is that money is something you have to do something for. We identify that with you, but I'm no longer there because I've learned to employ finances. That's the no lazy money building we do. We explain how and we show how there's platforms, there's new ways to create growth and to come into physical assets. Ownership. Yes, real ownership. No one can take it away. Protection.
No,
yes, we call it custody. Because if you don't have custody over your finances, over something of value that continues to grow for you, you're basically just grinding yourself to death for something that's not ever going to grow for you. So let's go. He said, my mama used to say, money don't grow on trees. Yes, they do. Because she was like, it ain't even made out of trees. Don't worry. You can plant money and grow it. Yes, you can. You can plant money and grow it.
I like that.
The platform you're looking at is called Pennies to Gold, right? P2G. That's what P2G stands for. Pennies to gold.
Yes, it does.
That's not just a slogan. It's actually the process that we use. You have pennies, and right now the penny is disappearing. So guess what? Weirdly enough, taking away the penny gives it actual higher value.
Absolutely.
Did y'all know that? All coins that are rare. Now think about it. all rare coins, which the penny is about to become because the printing just ended. No 2026 printing of the penny anymore. So if you find a penny, you should probably pick it up because all day long, you're going to have good luck.
And there's also a couple of companies out there, and I will tell you this, and you can do the research on Forbes. There are a few discount retailers who are offering you 2-for-1 on your pennies, but you need to do a minimum of
What?
Yeah, you have to do a minimum of $10
Wait,
in pennies.
hold up. Hold up. Say that again.
They're offering you 2-for-1 pennies with gift cards.
Okay.
I'm sorry, it's not 5. It's 50 cents is the minimum. You have to bring in 50 pennies, and they'll give you a $1 gift card.
Okay, and that's tapping it at $1?
No, the maximum is $100. And one.
Wait. Hold on.
$100 and one.
So if you bring in 100, there's businesses out here. My husband was saying, look, straight up. Look it up. 2-for-1?
2-for-1.
Okay. Who in heck? That's like we buy gold, y'all.
Yep.
That's like we buy gold. Why would someone give you their dollar bills for gold? Because somehow they know the value. They know what they're about to get for it.
But you also have to realize they're
playing.
They're also bringing you closer to the digital divide so that you can actually use those cards.
But I'm gonna tell you right now, I want to know what they're gonna get for them pennies.
Yeah.
You don't trade money for money. You trade money for value. Y'all get that yet?
There's a value in there.
You don't trade money for money. You trade money for value. So why would I give you 2 pennies for your every one? And to start, you got to bring a 50 cents so you can get $1?
Yep. The minimum.
Okay, so it's going to be and you get a gift card?
Yep, from the store.
But the maximum is $100?
In pennies.
If I bring $100 in pennies, I leave with $200 in a gift card to shop and get whatever I want.
And where are you going to shop at? Right back to the same store you did.
You end up doing business with that store. But my question is can I buy something of value from that store? Come on, talk to me. That I can resell for higher value? Come on, sir. You see how this keeps going? Y'all see how this money just keep rolling? We need to be having these conversations. How to flip finances.
How many of you guys got a jar of pennies just sitting there? Y'all
Come on, somebody.
A jar of pennies. You done packed up. I always had a penny jar up there somewhere.
I still got look my jar. Oh, where my jar go? Oh, my jar.
The penny jar.
It stays filling up. We don't do that.
You know, I want you guys to really get something.
Yeah, 100 pennies.
They're going to try. The goal is to remove the penny from the market, but also the goal is to make it rare.
Yes.
And here's a quick. After 1963, there were no more pure copper pennies.
Mm-hmm.
But anything from 63 back has a value.
That's right.
When the penny currently it costs 4 cents to make a penny, but they took it off the market.
That is okay. So just to give you a heads up, when it comes to coins, we're learning that it costs more to make coins than a coin is worth.
Yes.
So if you think that the penny is going and it's going to be a long time before the nickel, dime, and quarter is gone, don't get it twisted.
Nope.
Our governments are starting to do the math on the books. So that's how they're justifying removing the price of printing. Which if they remove the price of printing, they don't need to print anymore. What are they going to do? Your money becomes digital. It becomes digits only. It doesn't become it becomes something you cannot hold on to anymore.
Nope.
Who controls the digits?
The person in control of the ledger.
Exactly. Who controls, when money is digital, who controls that? If your debit card doesn't work and you got money on that card, how do you get it back?
You gotta call somebody.
It's time to get you in a position where you ain't gotta call nobody. And if something happens, you don't have to worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, excuse me.
We got one more bubble.
We got one more bubble. People are out here talking about us. Let's go. Let's find out what Sir take. Look, I can't guarantee you this dude is not playing games, but we'll see.
I said Miss Patty, not Daddy. We don't say none of that over here. It
Oh.
ain't none of that over here.
Oh, he misheard me. Miss Patty is what he called me. I don't know what Miss Patty is, but okay. He's seeing, actually, we're doing Breakfast with the Thomases on the platform where we could see Al's head but hear my voice.
Yeah.
So what you're getting is a 2-for-1, y'all, in all places. Guys, let me explain. What we do is built on family and community. So I don't worry and I don't mind when people have miscommunication, because what we're going to do
It's workable.
is going to always make it workable. There is no difference we cannot overcome by communication. And remember that. If you're struggling with communication, if you're struggling with things that you know about and in yourself that seem to be combative, all you have to do is pick up a phone and have a conversation. Some people know that they have certain situations, or they have certain even mental health conditions. When you're willing to knowing that and not working with that is not how that gets you ahead.
No, it's not.
You have to recognize when you are in a space of being whatever is your syndrome is, and you have to be able to allow others to deal with you on that level. You have to trust somebody. And so we offer that. We offer a space where you can be, where it's so weird because, God rest his soul, Miss T just passed away. And you know what, the first thing, when I remembered an argument, it's like a text came up and it was an argument that we were having because she was angry with me. And she said, I'm so upset because you said something and this, that, and the other. And it made me feel so bad. And this was a text that she sent me.
With a whole lot of feeling in it.
And yeah, and you know what I did? I called on the phone. I said, I got your text. You okay? She said, yes, but Miss Ruby, I don't like arguing. I said, it's okay. You don't have to argue. All you have to do is tell me what you're feeling. Let me know how I made you feel, because I'm not out here trying to make people feel less. As a matter of fact, I believe in you. I believe in your best. When
Always.
we speak, I believe in your best. Now, if I reprimand you or I correct you, it's only so that I can give you something. If you need to correct me or reprimand me, I'm hoping to get that, because it's called love, y'all. I didn't say judge. I said correct. I said reprimand for the things that are not my character. When someone is acting out of their character, who holds them accountable for who you know they really are? Who will hold you accountable for the person that you said you want to be? Right. Anybody in your life will say strong enough to say, hey, nah, I can't accept this from you, sis. You do better than this. I've had that in my life a few times. And I got that in my life today. That's right.
That's that root system.
Sometimes family will let you go wrong just not to look bad. Are you kidding me? Because I ain't going to sit here and let you do wrong to yourself and others. Because I believe in the best you. That best you. When people talk about their best life, your best life is the best you. And remember that.
What does that look like for you?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so when Miss T, just to end that off, Miss T and I had a conversation. I said, one, I didn't mean anything by it. It wasn't meant to hurt you. These are the things that I was thinking at the time. And so this is how it came out. And I'm sorry it came out in such a harsh way. She said, Miss Ruby. Now, Miss T was an elder woman. She was in her 60s. Got me? She was in her 60s, coming into 70. And she had way more experience than myself. But she called me a grandma's soul. You know why I have a grandma's soul? Because I was raised by really good grandmas. I've been raised by really good aunties. I had a passionate, strong mother who loved me with everything she had.
Oh, yeah.
And if it took a strong hand and a hard word, she wasn't in any way biting her tongue. That woman didn't play, because she said life is harder on you and it will create a you will never want to see. And she was right. You are in this life to become your best self. Anybody out here see you as that other than yourself? Do you even see you as that? That's what we do at P2G.
Mm-hmm.
P2G will keep you on track, baby. Yeah. And with that, we are 10 minutes behind. Oh my goodness. We got some work to do. Is we get ready to feed a bunch of people tomorrow.
And we're
Yes,
about
we
to,
are. We're gonna have some good games and fun.
we're about to make the
We
kitchen.
play Scrummy. Scrummy is an amazing word game. Y'all look up Scrummy Words online.org, .com, sorry, scrummywords.com. It is a fun game to bring together with family and friends. It's a word card game that kind of makes you feel like a cross between spades and Uno. Okay?
Yeah.
Crazy, all outside, created by an amazing family. And I just want to say, Miss Rose, thank you so much for contributing to so many families coming together, playing and being healthy, happy, and fruitful.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
That's
indeed.
what I'm talking about. It's time for us to start stepping up the game. We need to play new games and learn the games of life so that we win them. Okay? We're not competition. So no more divide and conquer. It is build and prosper. It has to be that. And with that, we love you. We pray for all of you. Whatever God that you believe in, may he, she, it have your back the way it has ours.
Not
As
it,
always. It.
Dang.
Omnipotent. You see how we do? That's my babe. That's my boo. We're going to do this. And with that, we love you, Miss Shelby. We love you, Black Casper the Warrior. All the folks out here that have been visiting. We got a couple of folks. We got Bree. We got the JB. We got a few folks out here as well. Miss Deborah, thank you. Mwah, Miss. We got Roscoe. We also had wonderfully Miss Alfreda Strong. And we have so many folks that are listening in, coming and hailing from different places. Keep coming and watch the replay. Play this for someone else because you don't know who needs to hear this. You don't know who needs the help. And even though we may have to, if you miss tonight, don't you miss next week. Y'all get an invitation every week to come to the table and have new conversations about your financial literacy. I ain't joking. It's all going down out here. And the only way for us to build is to really do that. You got to build, come in together. So I'll see you at the team meeting and we'll be there for the community action. Let's go. Let's go.